"We're giving your daughter's room to the dog. Your nephew's puppy needs space," my mom texted. My daughter stayed there every weekend. Had for 5 years. She was 11. I replied, "Makes sense." Never visited again. 9 months later, Mom called, "Why doesn't my granddaughter love me anymore?" I sent her a photo of the dog. In my daughter's old room. Caption, "Ask him." The sign on the door said, "Buddy's room" in vinyl letters. Blue paw prints, trailing into the hallway like a joke. Under it, my mother had taped a smaller paper, "No kids, puppy naps." Lily stood next to me holding a gift bag with a rope toy peeking out. She had picked it herself and paid for half with chore money. She was in her favorite yellow hoodie, the one she left on the chair in that room every Sunday night before school. She was quiet. Her mouth did a small line. Inside the room was different. The soft gray walls Lily and I painted 3 summers ago were now a chalky white. Her quilt blue squares, stitched by my aunt, was stuffed into a black trash bag by the dresser. The dresser was still there, but her sketchbook was gone. A crate sat where her backpack usually lived. It had a fancy mattress and a metal bowl with Buddy spelled out in bone-shaped letters. Above it, my mother had hung a framed print with a dog silhouette that said, "Live, laugh, bark." Amber laughed from the hallway. He needed the space, Heidi. Big puppies, big hearts. My nephew Mason pressed past us and opened the crate door like he owned the place. "Buddy's done," he said. "Sing gong. Grandma said the couch is fine for Lily. It's like camping." Lily went very still. Her fingers tightened around the rope toy until the cardboard tag bent. She didn't cry. She never cried in front of them. I felt my hands shake anyway, small tremors under the skin. My throat went tight and hot. I thought, don't make a scene. Don't give them a show. Then I should have known. My mother popped up behind me like she'd been waiting for this moment. She was wearing an apron with little cherries on it, hair sprayed smooth. You got the text right. "We were just going to wait to show you, but surprise." She waved at the crate. "It makes sense. He can't sleep in the laundry room forever." I heard myself say because that's what I had texted back to keep the peace. Makes sense. Lily stepped into what used to be her room and touched the black trash bag. She didn't open it. She just touched it with 2 fingers like she might find her name. Then she placed the gift bag by the crate and backed out. "Let's put our coats on a chair," I said. My voice came out calm. I didn't trust it to do anything else. We stayed for exactly 9 minutes after that. Long enough to say hello to my dad and accept 1 paper plate of chips we didn't eat. Long enough to watch Mason let Buddy tug on Lily's sleeve while everyone laughed. When Lily's sleeve slipped, she pulled her arm away and said gentle as a whisker, "Please don't." Nobody heard her but me. I'm Heidi. I was 36 then, living in Columbus, Ohio. I'm a photographer. Weddings on weekends, product shots on weekdays, senior portraits in the fall, when the leaves turn and everyone wants red trees behind their kids. I used to drive a battered 2012 Subaru with sticker residue on the back window and light stands rolling around in the trunk. I have 1 daughter. Lily was 11. She likes quiet movies, comics about space, and drawing dogs with eyebrows. I was also for a long time the family bank. I didn't mean to be. It started when my dad had a minor stroke the winter I turned 30. Nothing dramatic, just enough to scare everyone and make bills pile up. I set up their online banking because my mother didn't trust computers. I made a new account we called the House Fund and put everyone on it for emergencies. I added my card to their electric and water autopay so nothing late stacked up. When their roof leaked, I put $8,900 on my business card and paid it down over 2 years. My brother Lucas works off and on at a body shop. His wife Amber is a stay-at-home mom by choice, not necessity. Their son Mason is the golden grandchild. I bought Mason a new BMX when he turned 10. I paid for his braces deposit $1,200 up front. Amber Venmo'd me $50 one time toward it. When Lucas's truck needed new tires, somehow I was the one ordering them online and then forgetting to be paid back. I don't mind helping family when it feels like helping. The problem was, it turned into a system. My mother put me on the family phone plan and then never sent a share request, so I ended up paying $140 a month to keep my own line. She started texting me screenshots like, "Can you cover the gas bill this month? They're gouging us." Lucas would call with, "They're short on rent just until Friday." And Friday would turn into a Tuesday that never came. And while my money went out, my kid always felt like a guest. Little things piled up. Lily brought a drawing to hang on my parents' fridge, a dog with a galaxy pattern and a crown. I came back the next weekend and found it stuck under a pile of takeout menus with a grease ring across the dog's face. Mason's scribbles stayed up for months, curling at the corners. At Christmas, my mother bought matching scooters, blue, green, red for Mason and his 2 cousins from my aunt. Lily got a pack of socks with a note saying, "We don't know your size anymore, sweetheart." She wore kids 8. She had told my mother. I had told her too. At the grandkids' photo shoot I offered to do for free, my mom told Lily to sit this one out because she didn't match the color palette. It was navy and cream. Lily was wearing navy. I stood there with my camera in my hand and said nothing and sliced my tongue on the inside of my teeth. If I brought it up later, it would be a joke. You know how your mother is. My dad would say, "Don't be sensitive." My mother would say, "Lily knows we love her. It's just different. She's not here all the time." She was, actually. She had spent every other weekend at my parents' since she was 6. We started it when I was rebuilding my business, and they wanted grandparent time. Lily loved the ritual. Pizza Fridays, Saturday morning pancakes with too much syrup, the little shelf my dad built for her books, the quilt my aunt sewed with her name stitched in cursive on the back. Her toothbrush lived in their bathroom, in a little cup with daisies on it. Her favorite pencil stayed in the top dresser drawer. When I adopted Lily out of foster care at 6, everyone came to the courthouse except Lucas and Amber. They were busy. When I told my mother that I didn't care if she ever said the word adopted around Lily, as long as she didn't say not blood, she promised she wouldn't. She slipped anyway. Real grandbabies came out of her mouth more than once. She laughed it off the way people laugh when they say something mean and then tell you you're overreacting. I ate it. I told myself they didn't mean it. I told myself money was just money and family was family. No one asked to take from me directly. They were careful. They shipped it to my phone in small requests with lots of emojis. So my mother would type, "Can you book the beach house again?" Same as last year. Everyone loved it. She meant the rental on Oak Island we'd taken the last 3 summers, with a porch that faced the dunes and a kitchen big enough for a dozen people to bump into each other. It was $3,200 down in January, and another $3,200 due in May. I put the deposit down in January again, out of habit. The dog thing seemed small too if you didn't look at it. A puppy needs a crate. Houses have limited space. But it wasn't about a room. It was about Lily being moved to a couch. Laughing faces around her, making it sound normal. It was about my money, funding a family tradition where my kid got the couch and a pack of socks, and no spot in the photo because her hoodie was the wrong color. They had texted me 2 days before that barbecue. "We're giving Lily's room to the dog. Your nephew's puppy needs space. It's temporary anyway. She's barely here." I had typed back, "Makes sense." Taking the bait would only waste my breath. I thought maybe they'd set up a corner. I thought maybe I was being defensive. Then I watched Lily touch her quilt, wrapped in plastic like trash. I watched a dog toy swing from Mason's hand as he teased the dog to jump at Lily's sleeve. I watched my mother beam at a crate with a monogram while my daughter folded up into herself like a paper airplane, and all I could think was, I am financing this. We left right after my mother announced cake and before anyone could sing. I told her I had a shoot early the next day. She rolled her eyes, even though she's the one who tells people how in demand I am when she wants to humble brag. In the car, Lily buckled her seatbelt and stared out the window. I offered a milkshake. She nodded. We went through a drive-thru. The girl at the window told us we looked like sisters. Lily smiled a little at that. We drank chocolate and vanilla in the parking lot and watched 2 sparrows fight over a French fry on the asphalt. She said finally so flat it hurt, "I don't think Buddy likes me." I said he's a baby puppy. He likes chaos. Grandma said I can sleep on the couch. She did. I said, "Is it because I'm big now?" "No, it's not because of you." She watched the sparrows. "Can I bring my quilt home?" "Yes," I said. "We'll ask for it or we'll make a new one." She finished her milkshake and then said, "Can I sleep at home next weekend?" "Yes," I said. "Always." I dropped her at a friend's house for a birthday scavenger hunt, and when I got home to our apartment with its scuffed floors and plant that never quite lived, I sat down with my laptop. I opened my email. The beach rental confirmation was right there from January. Carolina Dunes, Realty Reservation, 5C, 8,117, check-in, July 14th, remaining balance due May 20th. I had put the deposit down in January again, out of habit. The page loaded with a picture of the house. Gray shingles, white railing like teeth. I knew exactly where Lily liked to sit on that porch with a bowl of cereal and watch sandpipers. I knew the drawer where my mother kept napkins and told Lily not to waste any. I knew where the room assignments always put us. My mom and dad in the master, Lucas and Amber in the front bedroom, Mason in the middle room, me and Lily by the kitchen because you're late to bed anyway. My finger hovered over the cancel button. My heart pounded like I was doing something wrong, but the sentence in my head had already landed and settled. I won't fund a family my kid isn't part of. I clicked cancel reservation. The site asked why. I selected change of plans and then typed into the little box family changes. It told me I would lose the $100 processing fee, but get a refund of $3 to the original payment method. It asked me to confirm twice. I confirmed twice. An email pinged my inbox 3 seconds later. Refund processing 3 to 5 business days. I took screenshots not to send, just to have. Then I opened my bank app and looked at the house fund. It had $412 in it. The utilities would hit next week. I closed the app. There was a long list of should I things in my mind. Stop the Friday transfer, remove my card, untangle the phone bill. They all wanted doing. I told myself I could do one thing cleanly and quietly and see who noticed what. The house could sit. The beach house could not. I didn't text a warning. I didn't explain. I did text my cousin Becca, the only one who ever made eye contact when my mother started steamrolling. I sent 2 sentences. We won't be at Mom's for a while. Don't ask me to fight about it. Becca responded in less than a minute. Good. What they did today was gross. I'm sorry. That night, I took a photo of the Buddy's Room sign when I went back to pick Lily up and asked for the quilt. My mother wouldn't give it. It belongs here, she said, where I asked. In the closet, she said, and shut the door. I got a short text at 10:17 p.m. You were rude today. You left without saying goodbye. I typed one thing back. Makes sense. Then I put my phone face down on the counter and taught Lily how to make freezer pancakes so we could have a Sunday morning that didn't belong to anyone else. We named our tiny kitchen the diner and wrote a menu on an index card. Lily drew little pancakes with smiling faces. We hung it with a magnet on our fridge. I adjusted my weekend shoots to Fridays for a while. We made our own ritual. They kept posting photos of Buddy with captions like "Grand Dog" and "Look who has his own room." And I did nothing. I didn't call. I didn't explain. I let the space stretch and see how they filled it. 2 weeks later, my mother texted in the old tone like nothing had happened. Your deposit is due on the 20th. Can you send me the confirmation we want to do shrimp tacos the first night again? I replied, the house is canceled. Typing bubbles, then nothing. Then why? I waited a full hour before answering because I knew if I answered right away, I'd soften. When I did, I kept it simple. I won't fund a family my kid isn't part of. She called. I let it go to voicemail. She called again. Then Lucas called. Are you serious? He said when I picked up, because I was tired of the ringing. You canceled over a dog crate. I canceled because my daughter doesn't have a bed there, and because she didn't have a scooter in December, and because she's not in your frames. It's not that deep, he said. You're being dramatic. Find another way to the beach, Luke, or don't. He swore. Amber says you're letting your therapist run your life. I don't have a therapist, I said. Maybe I should. Mom's crying, he said, like that was a winning card. I'm sure she is, I said, and I hung up before he could say anything else. Group text lit up. Becca texted me a screenshot of Amber's Facebook post. Family drama alert. Some people love money more than family. The comments filled in with cousins who don't know me. I didn't click more. I blocked Amber because I didn't need to read that. Becca texted again. I'm not going this year either. Mason can share a couch with Buddy. My mother drove to my apartment on a Tuesday while I was at a product shoot and left a note under my doormat in her curving handwriting. We need to talk. You are hurting everyone. Don't punish us because you're lonely. I took a photo of it and dropped it in my business folder like a joke and then threw it away. Lily watched me field the fallout with big eyes. I tried not to let the adult mess leak into our space. When the doorbell rang and I saw my mother's profile through the peephole on a Saturday, I opened the door only as far as the chain and said, not today. Don't be ridiculous, she said. Let me in. We're family. I looked back at Lily on the couch, curled with her comic. She was pretending not to listen. I'm not your backup bank, I said. I'm Lily's mother. You're spiteful, my mother said. You're punishing me because I love my grandson and my granddaughter. You can't take a vacation from your family. I can, I said, and I am. She left muttering, controlled by your child. The hallway smelled like someone else's dinner and dog shampoo. The refund hit my card on Wednesday. The line item said, Carolina Dunes, $3.100. I used $100 of it to buy Lily a second-hand loft bed with a built-in desk from Marketplace. We put it together with one bent Allen key and a missing screw. It wobbled a little, and Lily put a home base sign on the top rail and doodled a dog with eyebrows on a Post-it. and tucked it into the corner. May came. My mother texted in a different tone, tight and proper. We rebooked a smaller house not on the beach. We will manage without you. If you change your mind, no one is stopping you. I didn't answer. She sent a photo from the rental in July of Buddy on a porch, Mason in the background making a face. No Lily in the frame. The caption said, "Family forever." Becca sent me her own photo that same night. My aunt's backyard deck with a plastic pool and kids eating popsicles. She wrote, "Next year, your place." We did our own summer instead. We drove to Hocking Hills and did a short hike and turned back when it got buggy. We went to the free concert at the park and ate kettle corn on a blanket. And Lily put a headband with cat ears on my head and laughed until she fell over. I booked fewer weddings in July and more food shoots. Quiet, controlled. Nobody's mother telling me I was rude for leaving early. Once in August, I parked on my parents' street and walked past their house to the library to return books because our library had better AC than ours. The Buddy's Room sign was visible from the sidewalk through the front window. I stood there looking like a creep and took one picture with my phone zoomed in so I could see my own reflection like a ghost in the glass. I didn't send it to anyone, I just kept it. When school started, Lily drew a dog with a key and gave it to me. On the bottom, she wrote, "Our house." I taped it to the side of our fridge with the diner menu. I bought her a cheap little label maker, and she went wild putting labels on the salt, the headphones, her shoes, the key hook by the door. Lily's key. She labeled a drawer in my desk. Mom's pens. We made our own grid of belonging. 9 months after the Buddy's Room barbecue, my mother called on a Wednesday while I was editing a gallery. It was raining, and my studio window fogged. She didn't start with hello. She went straight to it. Why doesn't my granddaughter love me anymore? I looked at the screen of my laptop and then at my phone. I scrolled to the photo I took of the sign on the door and the crate in the middle of the room and the black trash bag with a corner of blue quilt peeking out like a tongue. I hit send. Then I typed 2 words, "Ask him." She didn't reply. Holidays came, not the way we used to do them with 20 people and paper plates, and someone forgetting to invite me until the day of. We did small. On Thanksgiving, Becca came over with her 4-year-old and a dish of sweet potatoes that tasted like dessert. We left 2 extra chairs at the table because habits are hard to break, not because I expected anyone. Lily made place cards with our names and one that said empty with a tiny heart she drew and then erased. We used my grandmother's chipped blue plates because I'd kept them after the last yard sale and no one noticed. We took a photo in my living room on a timer. We framed it. It hung next to Lily's drawing right where anyone could see. In December, I didn't drive to the old house to watch a tree lighting with my mother's commentary about electricity costs. I taught Lily how to shoot long exposures of neighborhood lights on my spare camera. She was patient and careful and grinned when her light trails looked like cursive. I printed her favorite one on glossy paper and tacked it to her loft's corkboard. The label maker put a crooked label under it, Lily's first night photo. A week before Christmas, there was a package on my doormat when I came home. No return address. Inside was Lily's quilt. No note. I ran my hand over it. The stitching was a little loose where it had been stuffed and unstiffed. The cursive L was still there. I didn't text thank you. I folded the quilt and handed it to Lily and said, "Want to put this on your bed?" She nodded like the slowest nod I've ever seen and climbed the ladder and tucked it under her pillow. That night, she slept warm and heavy under something that had always been hers and was finally where she wanted it. In January, I booked a small cabin by a lake for 3 nights just for us. I paid the $400 online and put the confirmation in a folder named Our Trips. I didn't send anyone the code. We went in the cold and made soup on a too small stove and played cards by the window. Lily labeled the deck of cards like a weirdo. Hearts, diamonds, spades, clubs. We laughed until the neighbor's dog barked. Sometimes I still catch myself reaching for my wallet when my phone pings with my mother's name, and sometimes I answer. I say the same sentence in the same tone every time. I won't fund a family my kid isn't part of. And then I say the other one. We're doing fine. It isn't revenge. It's a boundary that fits the size of the hole their choices dug. The last time my mother knocked, I opened the door fully. She saw the labeled hooks for our keys and the photos of us framed. Lily bought the frame with her own money from Target, with a picture of us at the lake smudged with fingerprints. She saw the empty chairs tucked into a small table set with 2 blue plates. She asked, "Can I come in?" I said, "Not today. Maybe another time when you can see her." She nodded stiff. "We'll see. We will or we won't." Lily came out of her room holding a Polaroid she'd taken of our plant, finally sprouting a new leaf. She handed it to me like a gift. On the bottom, in her careful print, she had written growing.